Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Sarah Aina binti Azhar. So today I'm gonna be sharing with you the analysis of noun group, or in other words we could say the nominal group that we have found in the article that we previously used for the previous assignment. So for the noun group, for the noun phrase, noun phrase is actually a group of words containing a noun and functionings in a sentence as a subject, object, and prepositional object. Other than that, a nominal group has four primary structural functions, which are the head, the determiner, pre-modifier, and post-modifier that is followed by the head. These structural functions have their own rules in order to explain the noun group, the noun phrase better. So moving on to the first analysis, which is the next recording. Hi and Assalamualaikum to Dr. Madina. I am Nur Sarah Aina binti Azhar, and I'm gonna be doing the first sentence of this analysis. So before I start with the things that I have found according to the noun group, I'm gonna be sharing with you the title of the article that we did, which is the title is Learning to be Happier, that is written by a professor whose name is Bruce Hood. So a brief introduction, a brief summary of this article. It shares with you like some things that you could do in order for you to be happy in the perspective of a student or someone that works in education settings. So moving on to the things that I have found, I'm gonna be reading the sentence first, and then I'm gonna break it down into the four elements of the nominal group. So the sentence is, in this way, the spotlight of attention is directed away from the internal dialogue one is having with oneself. So according to the sentence above in the noun group, I have identified the noun group and the four elements of the nominal group, which is right after the phrases of "in this way, the spotlight of attention is directed away from internal dialogue." So furthermore, I'm gonna start with the first element, which is the compulsory one, the head. And according to the nominal, the noun phrase, I would say that the attention is gonna be the head, because here attention is the word that acts as the head. And the next one, which is the determiner, here it would be the, as in the spotlight of attention, which is the can be categorized as the determiner. And for more information, this kind of determiner is categorized under central determinative, and this determiner appears before the premode, which can be inferred that the word here "the" refers to the referent, which is the head. Moving on to the next element, which is the premode. The premode here is spotlight, because here the spotlight has the role of describing more about the referent, which is the head, in which the head is the attention. And last but not least is the post mode. The post mode here acts acts as the role of describing the head they're referring to, but here it describes more, it tells you more of the head. So in this, we could say that it's directed away, which explains that the spotlight of attention is being taken away from the internal dialogue, which describes more about the important thing of the noun group, which is the head. And we come back to the word that we have identified, which is the attention that acts as the head. So that would be all from me. Thank you very much.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. So I am Sofia Maisara with the matrix number 22301075. So I will be explaining about the second sentence, which is there are other more controversial ways to alter the egocentric self into one that is more allocentric. So in this sentence, we can see that there are 4 structures of noun phrase that can be seen. As we all know, the noun structure has 4, which are more. In this case, more is the determiner, and then we have controversial, which is the pre-modifier in this sentence, and then ways is the head of the noun phrase in this sentence, and then the post modifier is a bit long, which is to alter the egocentric self into one that is more allocentric. So I will be explaining firstly about the head. So the head of the noun phrase in this sentence, as I mentioned before, is the word ways. So ways is the head of this sentence because this sentence is focusing on the ways, and every structure of the noun phrase in this sentence is pointed or related about the ways. So the head is automatically the word ways in this sentence. Alright, let's move on to the determiner. So the determiner used in this sentence is the form of a quantifier that shows the degree of the head in this sentence, as the head in this sentence is the word ways, right? So the quantifier determines that ways can be elaborated further, since the quantifier more indicates that extra methods can be discussed to a greater extent. Additionally, we all know that more is a comparative quantifier, along with the quantifier most and the most. So yeah, the determiner here, it determines that the word ways, they have more in it, more ways that can be described. Okay, so now let's move on to the pre-modifier, which is the word controversial. So pre-modifier here is an adjective to modify the usage of the head. So the pre-modifier gives the head its description. In this sentence, the description of the head ways is apparently controversial. Not only that, it also limits the head's meaning and characteristics. By stating the ways is controversial, this sentence tries to convey that the ways it is speaking about is not really the ways everyone would agree. So, since it is the pre-modifier stated is controversial, this proves the function of the pre-modifier successfully, since it conveyed the description of the head accurately as the sentence wanted, as the author wanted. So the author used the pre-modifier controversial to give a meaning to the head ways, and it also at a point limits the meaning of the ways, as it is controversial. Alright? So with only pre-modifier, we can't really understand much about ways, right? So that is why post-modifier exists in this sentence, in this noun phrase. So the post-modifier in this sentence has described the head further, and it stated how the ways can transform the self-centered perspective into one that is more focused on others, which fulfill the characteristic of the post-modifier, since it gives more information about the head apart from its description being controversial as stated in the pre-modifier, as I said before. So the post-modifier enhance the reader's comprehension by giving out more detailed explanation about the head, and it also narrows down the head's set of possible reference, since ways can be about anything, right? But the post-modifier here explains further and describes further the egocentric to allocentric alterations about oneself, in which specify the topic that the sentence is trying to convey. So this helps to amplify the cohesion of the text, which also helps with the reader's comprehension.
Moving on to the third sentence, which is, as for adults, like many features of the human mind, earlier ways of thinking are never entirely abandoned. So in the sentence, the noun phrases are the word starting from the word many until mind. So it is many features of the human mind. Firstly, the determiner is the word many. The type of determiner is that it is a central determinative. It is the quantifier because it shows the quantity of the head. The head here in the noun phrases is the word features. So the word many describes the quantity of the next word, the head of the noun phrases, which is the word features. And then the head for this noun phrases is the word features, and it is the main element in the noun phrase, the element that is being discussed in this sentence. And for this noun phrase, there is no pre-modifier, but we only have determiner, head, and post-modifier. So the post-modifier in this noun phrase is the phrase human mind, because this post-modifier provides the information about what features that was being referred to. Just like this noun phrase, the post-modifier is describing what kind of features that is being discussed. Also, for this noun phrase, there is no pre-modifier, but we only had determiner, head, and post-modifier. So basically, this post-modifier provides the information about what features that was being referred to. So in this context, the word features is referring to the human mind. It is the features of the human mind. Moving on to the fourth sentence, but the most pernicious aspect of self-focus is the tendency to keep comparing ourselves to others who seem to be leading happier lives. Here, the noun phrase starts from the word the until self-focus, the most pernicious aspect of self-focus. For this noun phrase, we had all the elements, which is the determiner, head, pre-modifier, and post-modifier. Firstly, it is the determiner. The determiner here is the word the. It is an article that is and next, for the pre-modifier, it is actually an adjective. The pre-modifier here is the phrase most pernicious. It describes the head by using superlative adjective. As we can see here, most pernicious is a superlative adjective, and it is describing the head which is the word aspect. So yeah, moving on to the head, it is the main element in this noun phrase. It is the element that is being discussed, which is the word aspect. So what kind of aspect it is? is the aspect of self-focus. So here, self-focus is the post modifier which adds the information to what kind of aspect that is being referred to in this noun phrase.
Hi and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Alihusna binti Syarul Effendi with metric number 2230164, and today I will be analyzing the fifth sentence from paragraph 13, line 98 of the article Learning to be Happier, written by the author Bruce Hood. The sentence chosen is the sense of self changes from early ebullient egocentrism to an increasing awareness of one's relative position in the social order. First of all, the determiner. From the right go, we can actually see right away the determiner present in the sentence, which is the determiner the at the start of the sentence. As we all know, the determiner "the" is part of the definite article. It is used to refer to a particular person or thing that is already known. So why did the author use a definite article? This is because the author wants to convey that the determiner "the" in this sentence refer to a specific sense instead of general. For further elaboration, think of it like searching or pointing to a specific object in a storage room. A storage room that has a lot of things that is lying around. So you can't actually say, pass me a sense of self, because there might be a lot of other senses in the room, like the sense of sight, the sense or the sense of touch. You need to actually say it clearly, pass me the sense of self, to specify the type of sense that you want or need to find. Hence, it is why a definite article, "the", is used instead of indefinite articles such as "a" or "an". So the next one is head. The head noun in this sentence is the noun sense. It is the main element that carries the meaning of the entire phrase. In this case, it is the sense of self that undergoes a transformation as stated in the sentence. As for the pre-modifier, there is actually none in this sentence. This is because typically pre-modifier comes before a noun and provide additional information about it. They can be adjective, adverb, prepositional phrases, or even other nouns. So as shown in the sentence, there are no words present in front or before the head noun aside from the determiner "the". Hence, it can be concluded that there is no pre-modifier in this particular sentence. So last but not least is the post-modifier. The phrase "of self" acts as the post-modifier in the sentence. This phrase actually modifies the head noun sense by giving it additional information. It clarifies or make it clear that the author is not talking about the other senses like the sense of sight, smell, or any other general sense. But the author wants to highlight a person awareness of themselves. So the remaining part of the sentence can also be counted as post modifiers. They add details about how the sense of self changes. So the first one, from early ebullient egocentrism, actually tells us the starting point of the change. The sense of self begins from a state of early ebullient egocentrism, which might involve a focus on one's own needs or desires, while the second phrase, to an increasing awareness of one's to an increasing awareness of one's relative position in the social order describes the ending point. It explains how the sense of self evolves or transforms into a growing understanding of a person place within a larger social structure. So that is all from me. Thank you. So to conclude our presentation, based on the analysis that we have done, we could actually see how these noun groups vary in different type of contexts based on the main intention of the article and sentence. So in order to deliver a well-written material or text and sentences, we can use or imply the noun group effectively so that it could create more vivid and detailed descriptions of things in the sentence. So that is all from our group. Thank you.